USA Today says blame Biden's ego for Trump's win. And another paper says Biden's old enough to know better. Trump's win is on him. But if they keep blaming the ghost of Joe Biden, they're never going to learn from their mistakes. They're the ones that covered up for Biden's brain and egged him on into being so radical. That's what cost him the election. And the day after the election, we still don't know who Kamala is. A Democrat source tells Primetime Kamala's biggest problem is her lack of political identity. She's so scared to offend everybody that she won't give any answers. But Democrats absolutely see her running again. She's young. They predict she pulls a Nixon and runs for governor of California. Wow. Are the Democrat kingmakers going to gift her California after she gave Trump a second term? Sources tell Primetime that there's rumors Obama was annoyed with Hillary for backing Kamala so early. It forced his hand. The Clintons and the Obamas put their legacies on the line, and it blew up in their face. Now Democrats want to coup the coup leaders. Quote, the team that's there, it's time for them to retire. We need a whole different strategy. The day of Obama and his geniuses are over. They've been left behind. They're out of touch with the American people. The Democratic Party is out of touch. The Democrat kingmakers came close to pulling off a political heist, but they didn't finish the job. Obama, Schumer, Pelosi haven't publicly accepted any responsibility for kamikazing their own party. But we spotted Nancy having a very intense chat with Donna Brazile at Kamala's little concession speech. We're calling a lip reader to find out what they said. So they tear their whole party down to the studs. Who's going to rebuild it? The same power brokers that botched this? And how much longer does Nancy have? Doesn't Paulie P get lonely at the Vineyard? And how did Clooney get away of this unscathed? We remember what you did. Now, whoever it is, someone's got to run the machine. You know the Democrats. They don't let people make the call. Tulsi Gabbard's a Trump transition team member. All right, before we get to the Democrats' drama, you as a member of the transition team, did you guys have any transition meetings, and how was last night?
Yeah, we've been in meetings all day today. Last night, really, what gave me so much hope was the American people's voice came through in spite of all that has been thrown at us, the propaganda, the lawfare, 2 assassination attempts. The American people's voices were heard. There's a mandate. What's interesting to me, Jesse, is that we've seen yet again how little the Democrats care about the American people and our voices. You've just laid it out. They are so far out of touch. They are not paying attention to why it is the American people chose President Trump to be our 47th president. And they care so little for our democracy that even leading up to the election, and of course they will continue to do this up until Inauguration Day, they are literally trying to, quote unquote, Trump-proof the presidency and the administration. We got to pay attention to this because, as you said, Kamala Harris will likely run again. And whatever they tell us in the future about how they are the defenders of democracy, like they said almost every day on this campaign, they don't care about democracy. And they're trying to limit the powers of the presidency for President Trump to be able to carry out his promises to the American people, the reasons why people voted for him.
What do you mean by that? They're Trump-proofing the presidency, Tulsi. What does that mean?
Well, we've seen this already. President Biden was talking with his friends there in the EU to try to, for example, lock in obligations for our taxpayer dollars to be used to continue to fund this proxy regime change war against Russia via Ukraine, so that when President Trump takes office, he will not have the opportunity to be able to make that decision for himself, because as he has promised, within 24 hours of being sworn in, he is committed to ending that war. That's one of many examples. There are Democrats in the House and Senate who have been working to try to limit the powers of the presidency, to take away the responsibilities that our Constitution puts in the president's hands, once again, to try to Trump-proof the presidency and disrespect and completely reject the voices of the American people and our right to decide who we want to be president and commander-in-chief.
All right, well, don't let him get away with that, and don't fall for any tricks. Remember the last time the FBI was just like sending agents in and like talking to people. Don't talk to any FBI agents on the transition team. Rule number one.
Don't worry.
Thanks, Tulsi. Good luck.